Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Alright, relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. You got a very interesting start here, Taurus. I almost want to sit down and just ponder it. I don't know what that's about. I almost just kind of want to sit here and go, yeah, weird. That's strange. Okay. Taurus in relationships. You're letting something go a little bit. You're trying to. But it's very conflicting. Alright, so, okay. Whoever you're in a relationship with, excuse me, you got the Nine of Pentacles. Like, you're very happy to be with them. You chose them for a reason. This is a good relationship for you. If this is hitting, like, this is a good relationship. You like being with this person, obviously. But you're, for the most part, very happy, very proud to be with them. Like, you love introducing them to other people. It's a good energy, okay? So this is really setting the stage is what I'm getting. Now, you're not addressing something, is what I'm getting. You're not addressing something. You've got the Five of Wands spiritually. Very conflicted, very unhappy about something. Something is edging at you. Something is aggravating you, but the way you're handling it is the Seven of Swords. You're not acknowledging it. You're not talking about it. If somebody asks you if you have a problem with it, you're like, no, I'm fine. You're trying to just walk on from it like it's not a problem. And this card is just one of the weirder cards in this deck for me. It's the Purity card, which bothers me to no end. I can't get over it. And I know they have a different lady in the background, but in the foreground there's a blonde lady with pink lips, white lady. And there's so much white on here, it's just like, wow, there's a lot of white going on here. But then if you look a little closer, you realize there's a lot of dimension. There's some darker colors. In the background, if you can see it, there's a lady with dark hair with her arms up and open towards the moon. Another thing you might realize is like the moon in front of the clouds like that is not realistic. So I feel like that's another hint with this card. Like, you're not going to have a white background like that, not like that behind the moon. That's just not really going to happen, if that makes sense. Not naturally, anyway, as far as I know. So I feel like this is saying you're trying to be the best you can. You're trying to just let it go. You're trying to be just more, like, I'm just trying to, like, step above it, let it go, let it be, just kind of, like, let it move on. It's just one moment. It doesn't matter. Just kind of, like, doesn't matter enough to say something. One of those things. But there's a lot of, when I look at this, it's a very unrealistic card. It's one of those cards that, like, it makes me uncomfortable because it just seems very stereotypical. I think it's supposed to be, like, I get that. I think the author or the creator of this deck did that purposely to pull across that message. I haven't read the book, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll just leave it at that. That's how the energy comes in with that for me, though. Why are you doing this, though? Again, because you're very happy with this person, and you feel this is your challenge card. This is best for the relationship. Yet this is your challenge card. The challenge card is telling me you're honoring this relationship and you think this is the best course of action. No need to make a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, it does bother you. Whatever the situation is, whatever it is that's bothering you, it really does bother you. And because it doesn't matter if it's a minimal thing like somebody didn't pay you back, even if it's just like a minimal amount, it's like maybe it was $30, yeah, $30. Maybe it was $30, and you're like, it's really not that big a deal. I mean, it's not worth getting that upset about. But it does bother you. It does bother you, and that's why it matters. It's not the monetary value if it happened to be that. It's the fact that it bothers you, and it matters because it bothers you. Because I'm getting you're trying to not be bothered. You're kind of looking. You're trying to look at it like it's just money, or it's just this, or it's not worth getting that upset about. You're trying to tell yourself, I shouldn't be upset about this. It's just not worth getting upset about. But you are. That's the thing. You are is what I'm getting. If this reading is hitting, there's something like that, it's bothering you. If this reading is hitting, general read, blah, blah, blah. Now, I do notice Swords energy on your partner's side. Your partners, I feel like they're feeling like they're at a disadvantage. But, like, why? All right, let's pick up these first. Where they're standing spiritually. They have the Two of Swords. Like it's almost like they can't correct the situation, but they're aware of it. And it's almost like, if we're going to use the money analogy, like they owe you money, or you owe them money, or worse off, it's kind of like your partner, it's like a relative or a friend of your partner that owes you money that you did something for. That could be even worse. Because I'm getting your partner can't seem to correct the situation with the Two of Swords, and it bothers them. The self-love, it reminds me of a person I know that's a very beautiful, good person, but sometimes it just seems like they get caught between a rock and a hard place, and they just do their best, but it seems to really stress them out that they're stuck. It's kind of what I'm feeling here. And they get a little nervous with that. And I feel like they got the challenge card of the King of Swords, and then they're standing with the Knight of Swords. Like, they do want to rectify this. They want to like work it out with you. But I feel like when you are telling them it's not an issue, let it go, they feel like that's what they have to do. Because the King of Swords is in their challenge position, which I feel like their gut instinct is telling them that this is not okay and it needs to be worked out. That's the King of Swords. But they're handling it Knight of Swords style. The Knight is a follower. The Knight follows the King, or Knight follows somebody else's orders. That's pretty much what I should say. The Knight follows somebody else's orders. That's what the Knights do. That's what Knights do. And I feel like they're taking your lead on this, where you're like, no, it's not a problem. No, it's fine. No, I'm over it. It's okay. And you're saying this. Their gut instinct is saying, I don't really think that's true. But what you're saying is like they don't want to like. They don't want to go against what you're saying, so they're following what you're saying, even though their gut is telling them this is not okay. And it's hard for them, because like they want to push this conversation, they want to challenge it a little more, but they feel like that's just disrespectful to do that to you. You're saying it's fine, so they're trying to honor that, even though deep down they don't feel like that's the truth. Which could be another thing with the Seven of Swords. You want it to be okay, but you're not really okay with it, which is it's not really the truth. It's not. That's how I'm connecting to it. Like, you want that to be the truth, but it's not. Now, the Five of Cups for them is like, they're stressed about it. They want to make this right, and it bothers them. They know it's not right. They know it's out of balance, but they don't want to push you. If you're saying it's okay and to leave it alone, they literally feel if they go against that and try to push the issue, that that's just going to put them in a bad position with you. You're going to be unhappy with them, and they don't want that. They love you. They want you to love them in a good way. Not that you wouldn't love them anymore, but they don't want to make you unhappy. I think that's the thing. They don't want to make you unhappy with them. So they're stressed about it. They're like, I don't feel like this is right. I don't feel like this is okay. I don't feel like my Taurus partner is really okay with this, but my Taurus partner is telling me to leave it alone. So I guess I have to. It's kind of how they're feeling. It's kind of what I'm getting from it. Now, how is this getting better is a good point. Because I feel like there's an emotional deficit on your partner's side. If, for example, if it's $30, somebody they know or connected to them owes you that, or they owe you that, whatever it is, some way there's an emotional deficit here on their side. The Star card comes in, opportunity comes forward where they can do a little extra for you, not like a payback, but like they can go out of their way and make something really good for you, and they're taking advantage of that. Because what I'm getting here is they got a lot here. They got a lot. They got the Six of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the action. They're taking this action to release themselves from this emotional debt with the Six of Swords by really doing something really nice for you. They're doing the best they can. It may not be literally paying you back $30 if that's what it was. That's just an analogy. But maybe like They know you have some free time coming up next Saturday, and they're like, I could pick them up from work. Maybe you work Saturdays, just for argument's sake. I could pick them up from work, and if I plan it now and I tell them I want to go somewhere for dinner, I'll take them somewhere where I know they really like it, and I'll treat them. Or I'll take them somewhere they really like, or I'll do something I know the Taurus really likes. And they're finding this opportunity. Like, maybe you actually said to them, next Saturday I get out early. You want to go to dinner somewhere? And they're like, I definitely do. And they're like, and we're going to go, and then they're going to push forward, like, let's go to this place, which they know is your favorite place. Let's do that. And in fact, I'll drive if you want. Or this, that, and the other. Like, they're going out of their way to make this as nice and as enjoyable for you as they possibly can. That's this Nine of Cups energy I'm getting from them. They're taking action to make this happen, to make this a good situation, and they're literally going to leave it, they're going to let it go. Six of Swords, by doing this, they're going to let it go. To them, this is going to rectify the deficit. Now, I'm noticing with you, this Hermit card in the future, it happens the same time as the Star card happens. And I'm getting like, if this isn't already happening, this may be why this reading is coming to you. Set up this opportunity for your partner. You don't have to, just set up the opportunity. Like, same analogy. You're going to get out early on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever stupid day it is. It doesn't really matter. You're going to get out early and you'd like to hang out with them. Just set it up. Would you like to go to dinner with me that night? I'm going to have extra time. Whatever. Open the door for them to do what they want to do. Just open the door for them. Like, I want to go to dinner whatever night. Are you open for that? And when they say yes, just let them take it from there. Because you got the Hermit card here, just kind of like leaving it open for them for possibilities and just kind of wondering where it's going. But being open to it at the same time. With the Hermit card, it's kind of like introspection. Kind of like you're opening the door for them and you're wondering what they're going to do with it. And just letting them do what they want with it. I know that might sound weird for the Hermit card because it's a lot of introspection, like kind of like going through your own thoughts. But you also kind of do want to think about how this plays out because this is going to kind of lead after it. Whatever they do, realize that they're doing this because it bothers them. They want to make sure that you're taken care of. It's not like, we got to balance the scale. I don't really feel that for most of you. It's just like they want you to know that they appreciate you and they have to make up this emotional deficit. Let them do that. And just realize afterwards that like when they feel like you've been slighted or you haven't gotten what you deserve, they want to try to give you what they feel like you deserve. You got Karma card. The Karma card and Power is what helps you. These are the positive things that come out of this. Realizing that your partner does notice when something is out of balance. Even if you don't want it to be an issue and it still bothers you. You don't want it to bother you, but it does. They seem to know it. Let them make it right. Let them do it because it hurts them too to think that you're at a deficit. It's not okay with them. It's not. It could be the most minimal thing. But to them, like, you have to be honored. And this is a way of honoring you. They honor this relationship, and two of you together is this relationship. It will empower you, too, to realize, you know what? They realize when it bothers me. And I need to let them make it right. If they want to make it right, it means something to them to make it right. I need to let them, because that empowers us both. It makes us stronger together as a couple. And to realize, that's how strong we are as a couple. Like, when something bothers me, whether I want it to or not, that they're aware of it, and they do something about it, that's a good thing. That's the empowerment, power. I feel like it should be empowerment here. I feel like this is good. Good? I like this. I feel like that was a really good reading for Taurus in relationships. I really do. I like how that feels. Because I don't feel like any of this is really that bad for you. The annoyance isn't like it's not overwhelming, like it's keeping you up at night. I don't feel like that. Hopefully. That's not energy I'm connecting with. But the fact that your partner loves you to the point where they need to make it right. It bothers them that they feel like you've been slighted or that something's emotionally out of balance. It matters to them how you feel. You matter to them to that point where they need to do something to make sure you're okay. Just take it for that. Because that's how much you matter to them. Alright, what do we have for Taurus that are single? Alright, I'm gonna... one word came through, wait. And I was like, I almost did. And I'm like, well, actually, I got to do this right now. But thank you. Weight. I'm getting a weight feel here. Ace of Pentacles. That's a very positive card for Taurus. It's a very positive card for Earth energy. Not that, you know, it's not a positive card anyway, but it's very complimenting. Let's do that. This one card we want. Okay. It's gratitude. It's the one that flew out. We're going to go with that. We're going to leave it at that. Gratitude, Ace of... I'm getting weight. The word weight and... Not only do I see it coming, but I see like it's been here. Like I feel like the theme of weight for you is probably very obnoxious. In fact, when you heard that, I feel like for those of you this is really going to hit with, I might have said that word and you might have had the urge to turn off the video. But for some reason you stuck around, maybe for a good reason. This is not bad. This is just kind of like, really? More waiting? More waiting? Are you kidding me? I feel like that energy. Like, really? Now... For those of you this makes sense for, hold on for a minute here, like so we can go through the past, present, and future, because I feel like it'll all come together at once for you. Five of Pentacles in the past. There was always someone around, is what I'm getting. But you could just, it's almost like, it's kind of like that cookie jar on top of the fridge when you were 5 years old. You're like, it's right there. It's like, it's right there, but I can't get it. Like, it's right there, and I can't get it. That's basically what I'm feeling with this. It's like a 5-year-old wanting that cookie jar on the top of the refrigerator, just kind of like, oh, it's driving me crazy. It's like, it's right there. But you know, if you get that chair and try to pull it off, it's going to cause a mess, and then you're really going to get in trouble. And that's just not going to be a good cookie experience. So, I feel like that's the past we're coming from. Like, it's just always been there, but you just couldn't get your hands on it. And it's really obnoxious. Now, this is past, present, future, also connecting. Three of Cups. Feels like there's a social connection here. For the majority of you, there's a social connection. This person just seems like they've been around you for the longest time. They currently are, and they're going to continue to be. It doesn't seem like that's going to change. But there's this point of contention, just kind of like, it's right there, and I can't get my hands on it. Now, whoever this person is, something is going a little strange right now. You got the Two of Cups coming in between you and them. If it hasn't happened yet, it will happen within the next 2 weeks, is what I'm getting from whenever you watch this. So don't get held up on whatever the timestamp is on the video. Whenever you watch this, if it hasn't happened already, it will happen within the next 2 weeks. If this is for you, the Two of Cups going into the moon. In the sense of like you're connecting with this person, you both know how you feel. This could go quite far. It could be quite the good emotional, physical exchange. A positive one. But it's kind of like the Pisces feel. I'm a Pisces, that's why I'm kind of saying this. It's like that. It's like everything's good during the night, but once the sun rises, it's kind of like the moon is gone. It's just kind of like, what now? What? Like the mystery is gone. It's like, okay, now what? Because I feel like there's a very good, positive, strong, powerful, emotional, possibly physical exchange. You know exactly how you both feel. There's you love them, they love you. That's the Two of Cups. It's there, like boom. But the next day is the moon, kind of like, okay, they were here yesterday, and they said they loved me, and I said I loved them. But now they're not here, and I can't get them on the phone, and I don't know when I'm going to see them again. Or, like, when I do see them, I feel like they're avoiding me. That could be hard. Ugh. For some of you, that's definitely a thing. Like, it's almost like Friday night, you get together, have a great time, you acknowledge how you both feel. You don't see each other the rest of the weekend. Monday comes around, and they're avoiding you, or they're not addressing the subject. And you're just kind of like, well, did I imagine that happened? Was I the only one there? Because I'm pretty sure I wasn't. And you're just kind of like, what's happening with this? Why is this happening like this? What's going on? I'm getting gratitude with the Three of Cups. Like, this person is going through the major change. The world is coming in for them. I feel like those feelings were honest. They're not over either. It's not over. The wait word comes in again. They're going through a major change. Life is just like going off like popcorn balls. Just pew, 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 pew. Everywhere is what I'm getting. It's a mess. Feels like it's a mess for those people it's really hitting. It's a mess. And they're trying to do the right thing, like what they think is the right thing, which seems to be subjective and evolving at every moment, because life is going through a big overhaul. Big overhaul. And I'm feeling like they're taking a dormant, it's going back into dormancy. And I feel like this is hard for you because you're confused. Because you got the Four of Cups popping into next. Like, we're still on good terms, but like they're acting like that never happened, and it really upsets me. For those of you this is going to happen for, like, it really is upsetting. Like, I don't understand how we're still on good terms, but you're not acknowledging what happened between us. And you said you loved me, and I told you I loved you. And it's like, it was like, even if you physically didn't say those literal words, the understanding was there, like the passion or whatever, it came forward, and you're just kind of like, I don't understand how this person can go back to the way things were and act like nothing happened, because to me something very significant happened, and it bothers you. Alright, but again, I'm going to show you this again. The Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom, and you know what popped out right below it? The Ten of Wands. And in this deck, you'll notice that person is successfully carrying all 10. Not one of them has fallen. Which makes sense for Taurus, for me, because it's like, this is hard, but you're making it through it. Ace of Pentacles is saying, this is not over. This is going to come to you. You will have this. I'm getting the Sun card where you're standing, like you're in love with this one is what I'm getting. You're flat out in love with them. I don't feel like there's any question. If this reading is hitting, you're flat out in love with them, and these feelings are not diminishing. They're getting stronger. More of a weight is coming forward. Ace of Pentacles is saying, you've got a lot here. This is not disappearing. Here's your final card, Seven of Wands. The way I read this card, the way I feel about it in this deck especially, and I've given this analogy recently, probably in another video I did today, the Six of Wands is kind of like you're just showing up to claim your prize. That's a victory card. I also see the Seven, the way I read it anyway, is another victory card, different type of victory. This is the victory where you know what you got to do, but you got to do it. And you will succeed, and you do succeed through it, but it's going to take a lot of effort on your part to get through these things. And I feel like as time keeps going on, and this person is struggling to make sense of the changes that they're faced with, opportunities are coming your way to get closer to them, to help them through whatever they need help getting through. I really feel like you're stabilizing things for them, and you're reminding them, when you said that, you meant that. And you're helping them through these changes. They're having a lot of very traumatic changes. It does not feel easy. When I'm feeling the energy from the World card, it does not feel easy. That does not mean that the World card is always like that, but when I'm feeling it for this, it does not feel easy. You're helping them through these things. You're reminding them you truly did mean what you said or how that felt, and you're there for them. And as it keeps going, you're getting closer and closer. And I do feel like this will be one for you. This one will lock in. I just feel like this person is having a real hard time with this. A real hard time with whatever changes, but you're helping them through it. When all the changes have settled, I do feel like you're going to have a partner. It may not be official until all those changes are finished, though. It's a general read, take it with a grain of salt, but I don't feel like it'll be an official relationship until those changes have settled. And I think that's where we're going with that. So, that word wait that came in, I was just like, it just feels like there's a lot of waiting with this situation. And I know that Taurus, you could make it through the wait, but I think the problem with this one is kind of like, waiting for what? The worry of waiting for nothing. And that's not cool. Like, Taurus can wait, and I get that. Taurus can be patient, I get that. But it's when you're waiting and you're afraid you're waiting for nothing. It's kind of like waiting at an old bus stop, and you're like, do buses even come here anymore? Am I just going to sit here for 3 days and just nothing happens? That's why this is painful. But the way this is really hitting, they're saying it will come together and your opportunity will show itself. but it's like you're going to wait for it to come forward, and more waiting. It's just like waiting. When you finally get what you want from this, I do feel like it'll be more than worth it. So that seems to make sense for Taurus too. They have to put a lot of effort in, but when they get their prize, it's quite the prize, whatever you term prize to be. I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut this down. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.